This is a testimony of Runaway Clarksville boy. The sweltering Clarksville summer clung to Rico like a damp sheet. At early teens, he was a fish out of water, transplanted from the vibrant hum of Memphis to his older sister's quieter world. This wasn't the city he knew. Sidewalks were an anomaly, and the air itself carried the earthy perfume of the countryside, a stark contrast to the exhaust and concrete of his hometown. Days bled into one another, filled with summer camp activities and the droning rhythm of computer training, courtesy of his sister's insistence. He'd made a couple of friends, but it wasn't home. One evening, crammed into the back of Carl's white lowrider truck, Rico, a silent observer by nature, rode with his sister's boyfriend and Carl's young nephew. The truck, not built for passengers in the back, offered little comfort, but Rico didn't complain. The nephew, a small voice from the front, suddenly pointed. "Tornado!" he exclaimed, his finger jabbing towards the darkening horizon beyond the tree line that bordered the hilly two-lane road. Carl's reaction was immediate and visceral. The truck lurched forward as he floored the gas pedal. Rico, craning his neck, couldn't see the alleged funnel cloud from his confined perch. He remained quiet, a knot of apprehension tightening in his stomach. Fortunately, the scare passed without incident. They outran whatever loomed in the distance, leaving Rico with a lingering sense of the unexpected. The summer took another sharp turn one afternoon. Rico arrived home to find his sister's face a thundercloud, the front door firmly shut against Carl's insistent knocking. A disagreement. Carl, a man Rico knew to be typically cool and collected, began to kick at the door, a desperate rhythmic thud that echoed through the otherwise still air. The door groaned, splintering under the assault. Fear, cold and sharp, pricked at Rico. Not that he expected violence, but the unknown possibilities, the raw intensity of the moment sent him scrambling. He bolted for the back patio, clambering over the fence, and ran. He ran without a destination, propelled by a primal urge to escape. His feet carried him past familiar landmarks until he found himself at the community pool. But the desire to run was stronger than the appeal of a cool dip. He envisioned a new life, a new family. He'd find a corner house, he decided, one with a welcoming aura. They'd take him in, adopt him, a plan blissfully ignorant of legal complexities. He kept moving until he saw it, a quaint corner house, light spilling warmly onto the lawn. He approached, a small, determined figure. The family, surprisingly, welcomed him inside, their faces a mixture of curiosity and concern as they listened to his disjointed tale. It wasn't long before he was reconnected with his older sister, her anger palpable even over the phone. That night, Carl, usually so even-keeled, had a heart-to-heart with Rico. He explained that violence wasn't his character, an assertion Rico even now could confirm. Carl had always been the epitome of calm, except perhaps when trying to get into his own home. Rico's escape adventure, however, came with a price. His sister's discipline was swift and unconventional. Laps around the gym's upper track and then, more uniquely, running beside her car as she drove at a slow pace down the street. It wasn't until years later, reminiscing, that the image clicked. Rocky, training for his fight, a bizarre and comical parallel. These few vivid memories from that Clarksville summer, once viewed through the lens of youthful confusion and fear, now held a deeper significance for Rico. He saw God's footprint, clear and undeniable. Lost in a foreign land, God had led him back to his family, exposing the insidious tactics of fear and demonstrating his sovereignty over every situation, no matter how chaotic it seemed. God was always there, and forever, Rico knew, would be his father of guidance.